I'm asking this question for my friend who is thinking about divorcing her husband. She's an ESFJ. Her husband recently told her that he is actually a polyamorous person, meaning that he can date multiple people with the same time and love for them all. Her husband has been dating another woman openly, even though my friend doesn't feel right about it. They have a 14-year-old kid who is going to high school this year. My friend is afraid that if she chooses to divorce, it will negatively affect her child. She has been talking to me and wants some help deciding what she should do. I don't know how to help my friend. Do you have some suggestions for the situation for my ESFJ friend? Okay, great question. I do have some suggestions. And one of the things is that, if you yourself are not a polyamorous person, then being in a relationship with the polyamorous person is not a good idea because you're not compatible. Okay. So if you're a monogamous person, you need to be in a relationship with a monogamous person. It sounds to me like, in his mind, and please know, I know a lot of polyamorous people who are fantastic people. Love them, love them to have the kind of life that they want to have. It's not the lifestyle that's right for me personally, simply because I don't have enough attention to give to many people. And if this husband is able to do that, then fair play to him, and that's fantastic. What I would say, though, is that he has recently told her that he's polyamorous. So it's almost like you're just dumping something into somebody's lap without actually discussing it and then expecting them to be okay. So if, it should have actually, in my mind, if you're an integrated person and you find out something about yourself, because it does happen, we find out things about ourselves that we then need to tell our partner about, that the way to do it is not just to dump it into their lap and just go, well, you should be okay with this or not. You don't do that to a partner that you respect. A partner that you respect, you talk to them and you say, hey, I'm having these polyamorous thoughts. I'm feeling like I might be going down that road. Where do you sit with this? Where are you with this? How are you feeling? Is this a match for you? Do we need to talk about separation and divorce, or even just separation? So the legalities, or depending on what country they're in, and all this kind of thing. To open a conversation, not just dump it and then just go their merry way. I think that it was saying her husband has been dating another woman openly, even though my friend doesn't feel right about it. That's not okay. So if you don't want to be married to a monogamous person, then you get a divorce. You grow a pair and you get a divorce, and then you move on with your lifestyle, whatever that is. You can't treat people like they don't matter, especially people who have kids with you, that you have, that you're in a committed relationship with, and you don't just shit all over people. That's not good karma, but also it says a lot about you in terms of how integrated you are. It sounds to me like this husband is exploring his wants without much consideration on how it affects other people. And whether you're polyamorous, the polyamorous nature or the monogamous nature isn't actually the point in what I'm saying right now, because you can be of any, we could be talking about religion, we could be talking about, having kids, we could be talking about anything. So if something is a deal breaker for your partner, or you're changing considerably in what your commitment to your partner has been, then you need to talk about it openly and not just dump it into their lap and move on with your life. That's a real like disintegrated way of dealing with it. Now, I will say that if, as a child of divorce, I will say that it is better for you to be divorced Don't stay together with the person because of the children, because that is just not, the child will feel and see the disconnect between the two of you, which means that you will basically model to the child that they should stay together with the person who's treating them with disrespect. So now when the child is going into adult life, they're going to be disrespected by their partner and they're not speaking up about it. So the worst thing you can do is just bite your tongue until the child is 18. No, take action. If it's not right for you to be in a polyamorous relationship and he wants to be in a polyamorous relationship, then get a divorce and get a partner that's a better match for you. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have what you want in life. Don't victimize yourself by leaving yourself in a situation that you're not right with. You deserve so much more. You deserve everything you want. So my take on this is, don't stay together for the sake of the child and be unhappy, because that's what you're modeling to your child. Will learn to be unhappy in relationships. Teach your child by your actions that if life changes, and sometimes life does change, that you're still going to be empowered. You can make empowered decisions and you can seek happiness outside of anybody else's intent for your life or how anybody else behaves. So what you're doing is you're showing an empowered example of a person who's in charge of their own life, regardless of what anybody else does. So I hope that answers your question, or that helps at least to some degree to kind of start unraveling that situation. It's a difficult situation, and I feel so much for the person who's going through this. So even if my words, sound strong and clear, please know that there's always a soft spot in my heart for people who, are let down by who are feeling victimized by the change in the circumstance and the lack of respect from their partner in communicating that. I myself had an experience where I was married before, and my ex-partner used to smoke hash every day, and I asked him, and that I don't want to be with a person who needs to have a substance in order to get by on a day-to-day basis. That's just not my gig. I'm in a different space. And so I asked him to do something about it, and we have a lot of resources. I could have just told him, what to do, or show him where to get help, whatever. And instead of dealing with it, what he did was he told me that he was dealing with it, but didn't actually deal with it. So he lied to me about it. And substance thing is one thing, but lying about it is a whole different other thing, or, omitting details. And it's the same disrespect that breaks down the trust, which this person who, this ESFJ lady who is now not trusting her partner because the partner has all of a sudden just changed the direction of the boat without talking to her about it first. So you don't do that to people. This is how relationships break down. But your ESFJ friend deserves everything she actually wants, and it doesn't have to be with this person. Okay, so I just want to say, I get it, I get the pain, but also I get that she deserves everything, and the child deserves to be shown an empowered and purposeful a parent that can then that the child can then model after when they're in their adult life. So if you find this content helpful and you feel like, oh, hey, my friend could really do with this, these Q&As and so on, invite them into this group. Invite them to join our beautiful, supportive, amazing community on Facebook. And just tell them that they will need to, answer to, I think it's 3 questions right now. And just to make sure that the group is the right group for them, and just to make sure that they're the right person for the group as well. Because if we find out that they're not that the group isn't right for them, we can then, based on their answers, we can then forward them on to a more suitable group. So we're here to help, but we also want to make sure that the integrity of the group is staying intact for the people who are already in it. So feel free to absolutely invite people. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, just pop on over and you know, to your friend, whoever you think might really benefit from it. Share the video, like the video, you know, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you are paying this forward. You know, we're doing this free. I'm doing this every week for free, and I charge quite a bit of money for my time. And that's not to guilt you into anything. It's just you have quite a lot of resource here, you know, that you're being able to take advantage of. So share it with those who might be struggling too. Don't just keep it to yourself. And on that note, I want to say thank you very much. And for today's session, it's been great being here with you today. And I will talk to you. I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.